So hey guys, and welcome to the video, and welcome to a brand new series here on Planet Coaster. This is my Christmas Town series, which will be running on every Monday in December. So I have got huge plans for this series. You can already start to see me pulling them off in this video and in this episode. So in this episode, we're going to be building the entrance building to this park. Now, I really wanted this building to set the tone for the rest of the park, and I feel like I ended up doing that fantastically. The park itself is going to be, while it's going to be a traditional theme park, it's not going to be laid out like a traditional theme park. As the name entails, this park is going to be Christmas Town. So I want to make it look like a town. I want to make it look like people live there. The rides are going to be in certain places, and I want every ride in this park to feel Christmassy. So for instance, I've got a set of rides already planned to go into place in this park in the coming episodes. So one of the first rides that we will be putting into this park is a carousel, just because I feel like a carousel is a nice traditional classic Christmas ride. You would traditionally see those at Christmas fairs, like at Winter Wonderland in Hyde Park. So it's just going to be rides like that I'm going to be putting into this park. I am going to be putting a few roller coasters in this park, but they're not going to be thrill rides. They're going to be rides that fit in with a theme and fit in with a story to do with Christmas. There isn't any particular story that I'm following with this park, although there will be stories to do with rides and particular areas of the park. So the overall theme park won't have a story apart from it being the Christmas Town, but again, certain areas of the park will, and I've got some really good ideas for this park, and I really can't wait to share them with you in the coming episodes. So the episodes that are going to be going on in this series are going to be a bit longer than what you traditionally see with one of my Perfect Park series of episodes, just because I want to try and get as much done in each episode. So there'll be multiple rides, for instance, put in each episode. There'll be multiple buildings built in each episode. So if we was going to build a roller coaster in this park, there'd be other things going on in that episode as well. So as well as building the roller coaster, I would potentially get round to theming that as well. So again, I really do have big plans for this park. And of course, at the end of the series, on the Monday before Christmas Day, we are going to be opening this park to the peeps, and we are going to be seeing how that goes. I've not actually opened a park on my channel before. My Perfect Park series isn't done yet, so I don't want to let peeps into that park. So this will actually be the first park I officially open, and I'll be doing like a big video for that as well. So you will see that come on the channel as well. But yeah, I am really excited to see how this turns out, and I'm really excited to push on with this series and make more of these, because I had great fun building this building, which I'm building now. So you can start to see me placing the roofs on the building at the moment, the entrance building. And again, I wanted every aspect of this to feel festive, from the roofs to the walls to the bits and bobs that I'll be putting on the entrance building itself. So everything has been carefully placed to feel as festive as possible. So guys, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to let the episode run for a bit, speed up the footage, and see you in a second. Right, so here we go. I finished the shell of the building off now. So all the trimmings are done, all the roofing is done. Now I'm going to start to put the windows on the side of the buildings to really give off this facade that this building is used for some kind of hotel or offices or something along those lines, just to make it look like it's a building that's used really. I was going to try and play with the hotel features in Planet Coaster, because if you didn't know, you can make a functioning hotel where peeps can go and stay in your hotel in Planet Coaster, and I've not really had the chance to play about with that yet. I've not really had a park that I can do that with, because all the other parks I make sort of in my personal time is really sort of like thrill rides, rides with certain layouts, etc. So yeah, it'd be nice to try and play with those, and I feel like this would be a perfect opportunity to do it. But that's something that I'd probably play with off camera, and when we open the park, we'll actually see how the peeps interact with the hotel themselves, and how that all goes down, and you know. So here you can start to see me put some balconies on these windows. Again, a lot of this is copy and paste work, but I do it in a way where I feel like it complements the aesthetic of the building. I don't want to copy and paste things for the sake of copying and pasting things. I want to copy and paste things, but make it look like the windows should actually be there, and what I'm placing on the building should be there, as opposed to just slapping any old thing on the building. Again, I really want this to give off strong Christmas vibes, so you're walking into a winter wonderland. There's no real park in the UK apart from Winter Wonderland in Hyde Park, even though that's a travelling fair, not a theme park, that I could really give an example of that to. I know there is a small theme park in the UK that does have a all year round Christmas section. I couldn't tell you what that park is called though, but I do know that they have sort of what I'm going for, but not on the scale that I'm going for. I'm really going for sort of a big budget theme park scale, whereas that is more of a smaller theme park with a few flat rides in it. But yeah, as you can see here, I am starting to place more and more on the side of the building, and again I do copy and paste that to other sides of the building as well, but I do make each side of the building look unique. So whilst the sort of the same area of the building will look the same, so for instance that's left and right side of the building, the other side of the building will look unique. They will have things placed in unique places, and you'll start to see that more and more as I progress through this, and I start to place more and more on the building itself. So like my Perfect Park series, I really do want to try and make this an interactive series. I do want to get you guys involved as much as possible. So throughout this series in December, I want you to put the names that you think this park should be called in the comments down below. Let's have a discussion and let's start thinking of some names, so that I get a good idea of what this park should be called. Again, I don't want to call it something that I think of because I'm rubbish at names. I want you guys to get involved and I want you to name this park. Also, I'll open up the room in regards to individual attractions in the park itself, so you'll be able to also name individual attractions as well, which is absolutely fantastic. You know, I want to try and get the interaction going, and I want to try and get you guys involved as much as possible. And likewise, if you've got any suggestions in regards to the park, if you don't like something that I've done, or you think that I could have done something differently, or you want to see something in the park, then please let me know down in the comments. Again, let's start a discussion, and let's get this park looking great and sounding great in regards to the names. Right, I'm going to speed the footage up and I'll see you guys in a second. Right, so here you start to see me place some lighting to the entrance of this park. I didn't just want this park to look great in the daytime, but I wanted this park to look great at night as well. And the way that I do that is I light the pathways to these turnstiles up. I light the front of the building up, and I light the sides of the building up as well. Again, I wanted to set a precedence in regards to aesthetic on this entrance building. I really wanted this entrance building to set the tone for how the rest of the park is going to look. So, you know, it's not just going to be the buildings that are going to be dressed up and are going to look all Christmassy. It's going to be the exterior of the buildings as well, and the area around the buildings as well. And again, that also involves the lighting. One thing you do see me do a lot in this episode is hide the lights underground. There wasn't really a way that I could keep the park hands visible and light up the park at the same time and do what I wanted to do. One of the options that I had was to put a balcony type thing on the front of the building above the path, but I really feel like that would have enclosed the building in too much. So I didn't want to do that. I hide the lights underground, and that works for what I was trying to do. Yeah, you can't see the park hands, but at the same time, you can see the light being projected onto the buildings, and that's exactly what I wanted to pull off. So you can also see the lights nicely in the pathways to the turnstiles there. One thing that I wanted to also try and do was build up that feeling of anticipation. You know, you're walking from the end of the entrance path up to the entrance itself, and you start to see all this foliage to your left and your right. You see these Christmassy props again on your left and your right, and you're walking towards this big grand entrance, again building up that feeling of excitement and building up that feeling of anticipation. You know, you literally feel, or this was meant to make you feel like you would literally feel like a kid at Christmas. That's what I was trying to go for. And I wanted everything that was being placed to have a purpose. I didn't want to just place something just for the sake of placing it. I wanted it to have a purpose. I wanted it to fit in with this aesthetic that I was going for somehow. So here you can see me start to place some street lamps. That is again what I was going for in regards to it looking great at night. So you can see that I've got the game in dark night mode, just so I can see what things look like at night. So this park will have a full day and night cycle. It won't be like the Perfect Park series where I've just got it in the night mode. Sorry, it will actually be in day and night, which is something that I've not really played about with in Planet Coaster before, I'll be honest with you. I did start to play about with it in my Perfect Park series at the start of the series. So if you go back and watch episode 1 and 2, I think it is, episode 2. That's it, episode 2. If you look at episode 2, you'll start to see me place some park hands on the ground, lighting up the entrance area, but I wanted to do this on a grander scale. Again, this is the town of Christmas. You know, it's meant to be exciting, it's meant to be lit up, and it's meant to look grand. So, you know, I feel like I do pull that off pretty well, to be honest with you, and you'll start to see that all fit in towards the end of the episode. So I'm going to speed up the footage now, guys, and I shall see you in a second. Right, so we've actually started to reach the end of the episode now. I start to finish off the entrance to this park. I do take away a lot of the bushes in a second. You'll start to see me do that. The reason I do that is because I thought it looks a bit overgrown. It doesn't look very festive. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to put some more festive props in there, and I'm going to make it look even more Christmassy. That was my original plan anyway, but the initial work which I did ended up looking a bit overgrown, especially as you can see me here start putting in more bushes towards the edges of the entrance itself. So yeah, I start to put in these props, and I start to try and find props that would be appropriate to put in, and I ended up going for some candy canes, some lollipops, different coloured lollipops, which are customizable. This is one thing that I love Planet Coaster for. You can customize anything. You can customize rides music. You can customize the color of building materials, the color of props. You name it, you can customize it. I have been playing a lot of Planet Coaster on console recently, but I do in a way prefer to still play on PC, especially if I'm building custom layout roller coasters, and I'm experimenting with layouts, just because I feel like the controls on PC are a bit more precise than they are on console, but the controls which you have on Planet Coaster for console are still great, and they're great for just chilling out on the sofa, kicking back and playing some Planet Coaster. But if you want to do things which are a bit more granular, I wouldn't dream of building a park like this on console, especially because you have a build limit, unfortunately, on console. To be honest with you, I play on Xbox One, mostly because I'm planning to get the Xbox Series X when that becomes available. They're all sold out in the UK at the time of recording this video. But playing on Xbox One, which is the more inferior console this generation, the base Xbox One, I should say, I've not noticed the limit being an issue. I built a park that is absolutely chock full of roller coasters and a few buildings, and I'm still only at 60% on that build limit, so it's not as big of an issue as people are making it out to be, I've found. But again, at the end of the day, it's not really a big issue. Or I've not found it to be an issue, at least anyway, but I've not tried, building a massive park like I'm trying to do here. Right, so we have unfortunately reached the end of the episode. As I say, if you have liked the first episode of my Christmas Town series, please do smack that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on all notifications so you don't miss a single episode in this series and a single video that I publish on my channel. I do publish every Monday and Friday. On Mondays, I publish Planet Coaster videos, and on Fridays, it tends to be more sit down, talk to the camera about various topics episodes. And I've got plenty of videos on my channel if you want to go ahead and watch those. They're all there for you. Anyway, I've been Ryan from iCoaster, and I shall see you in the next video. Goodbye.